on almost any financial anything anymore, it seems like there is such a huge push toward the whole multiple streams of income thing. And you even see it in commercials. I recently saw a commercial where it starts, the entire commercial was saying, one stream of income just didn't suit me. It's becoming an identity. I'm the person with multiple streams of income, so I'm gonna get ahead. The whole multiple streams of income thing, it comes from a report from the IRS where people above a certain earning range did tend to have a certain amount of multiple streams of income. And so then that indicated to some people, if I want to get to that point, I got to have multiple streams of income. In actuality, those people could afford to diversify their income because they had already diversified their investing. They could have multiple streams of income by having multiple businesses and stuff because they had the money, the capital, to do that in the first place. The reason that it's encouraged for you to want to go ahead and get that side hustle, to go ahead and get that gig work, is because A, we're desperately trying to survive on not a livable wage when we are poor. We are struggling, and this seems like an option where we can trade just a few more of our hours of energy for just a little bit more money, so that hopefully we can survive just a little bit better. And the other thing that draws us to it is if I can get into this side gig, if I can, do this freelance work over here, then maybe, just maybe, I can have enough set aside that I can start investing, that I can become one of those wealthier people. The problem with multiple streams of income when you are a poorer person is you are trying to make capital, aka money, appear out of thin air by trading your own health, time, and flat out rest for it. Your mental and emotional and physical draining of yourself is in exchange for a little bit extra. And the companies that run most of the side gig work and the freelancing work pay below minimum wage. They are not required by law to do so. You are an independent contractor. You don't get health care. You don't get benefits. You don't get nothing except a little bit of a wage that they take part of and you have to pay extra taxes on next year. The multiple streams of income thing is very easy to be applicable when you are already in a position to set that up, and it's literally the same as diversifying a portfolio. If you have a portfolio with stocks and bonds and, an ETF over here and all of this stuff, that's just diversification. If you're wealthy enough to diversify outside of that, you can own a property over here and buy a cheap little boring business over here, and you can get little streams of income coming in from these different places over here. Write a book and now the book gives you royalties, whatever. And it costs an initial investment. Now, you're poor. Your initial investment is going to be your time, your energy, your social interactions, your ability to function. You're going to sacrifice yourself. The biggest thing about the whole multiple streams of income thing to understand is that it's a scam. In reality, if people were being paid a livable wage, they wouldn't need a second job. They wouldn't need gig work. They wouldn't need freelancing. In reality, if freelancing and gig work and second streams of incomes paid a livable wage, that could just be the job. A lot of people are like, work your crap job and then do the thing you really want to do as your side hustle. Your side hustle could have actually just been your job if it actually got paid a livable wage. And you're trying to make it happen out of thin air. You're trying to force it to happen. And there is so much congestion of competition of other people wishing for and trying to do the same thing because there's just so many desperate people. multiple streams of income is just savvy investment once you're past a certain income. Once you are getting enough profit in a year, that's just wise investing. Diversification. When you are poor, it's just proof of how broken the system is. You shouldn't have to do that in the first place in order to survive or to attempt to have a dream. You shouldn't have to in the first place. The fact that you are so gung-ho about it is sad. Now, I can say that, and that's absolutely true, but also people have to function within the system, whether it's broken or not. We don't have another system as an option, unfortunately, currently. Hopefully in the future another system becomes available, because this one sucks. But it doesn't suck for everybody. There are some people who really benefit from the current system. It's just sadly not the majority of people. The majority of people suffer. And so, you're still gonna go get multiple streams of income. You're gonna have a second job. You're gonna have, you know, other ways that you're trying to get things to work and to function. But let's not delude ourselves into thinking that it is our method of trading ourselves in as if we're paying a toll to cross the bridge into being a part of the FIRE movement. Yeah! Like, let's be real. You're doing it to survive. You're doing it to pay off bills that are way too high. You're paying off debt that you felt forced to get into. And you're doing it because you want to take care of your family, you want to take care of your dreams, you want to actually be able to feel like you can have a goal. And you are sacrificing yourself on the altar of, I would like to be able to survive, please. It's not fair. It's not right. But let's at least be honest about it. Because it is true. Multiple streams of income might be a scam, but it's sadly a scam that when you're poor, you kind of have to do. But the people who glorify it are like people who have fun taking recreational poverty and turning it into something that they pay to do for fun. Poverty's not fun. Pretending like it is isn't nice. Pretending like you being rich enough to have multiple streams of income is easy or even applicable as a real option for people to get ahead is not very nice. Most people aren't working a second job because they're gonna get rich someday. Most people are working a second job because they're desperately trying to keep their lights turned on. Because they're trying to keep a roof over their head and not have to live out of their car. Most people are working extra side work and gig work so that they can afford to give their kid a Christmas present. So that they can afford to take even one family vacation every 5 years. It is very far removed from reality to encourage multiple streams of income as a way of winning financial lottery. That if you just hustle hard enough and you break yourself when you're young and you destroy your body when you're young, working as many jobs as you can, that someday you're gonna be rich, have it made, and lay on a beach. That's not very nice. The reality for most people is that's not true. But the reality also is true that most people do need multiple streams of income in this country. But they don't need multiple streams of income because they're gonna make it big. They need multiple streams of income because they're desperate. The amount of people who make it big is like 5%. And the other 95% of people who have multiple streams of income are not getting super rich. They're just trying to get through life. And it is okay to recognize that. And until we do recognize that as a society, livable wage is not even on the table. And a livable wage is the only way for people to stop having to throw their lives away, and nobody's even talking about it. Because they're too busy talking about, haha, yeah, get that money, bro. It's not nice.